For the McLaren Formula One team, speed is everything. When every second counts, there's no time to dig through data. Dropbox Dash finds what you need fast across all your work apps, so you can focus on what matters. Less busy work, more breakthroughs. High-performing teams rely on high-performing tools like Dropbox Dash. Learn more at dropbox.com/McLaren F1.
It brings me joy. It warms my heart to see a monkey and a cat be best friends. I want to see a cat approach an alligator, get on its back, and ride into the river for fun. And of course, be safe. And if it's not real, who cares?
The internet is a funny place. It can be the source of some amazing connections and discussions, but it can also be a place where people run wild, unfiltered, and frankly, misbehave, all behind the shield of anonymity and a phone screen. I'm Meredith, and today is a comments section episode. These are fun to do sometimes just to review the discourse. Good, bad, and ridiculous. So I hope you like it, and thank you in advance for saying nice things to us. Do you think, as a lawyer, as the lawyer in this relationship, do you think that I do a good job in legal settings? Because we've been in some. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you heard a few weeks ago, I engaged you in a litigious sort of debate. The joke's been done.
Oh.
But we'll keep working on that offline.
Okay.
I thought that I engaged you in a pretty convincing debate on gendered greetings. And then also I'm taking on our legal battle.
You are?
Do you think I'm doing a good job?
I do. I was a little disappointed the other day when we had our first, and there really is only supposed to be one, but we had our first settlement conference.
Okay, let's pause. We have to provide some backstory here.
Okay.
People are probably like, what are you in court? What's going on? What happened?
Did someone sue you for being too beautiful? Yes, but they funny. Dropped the suit when they saw me.
Too smart.
Yeah. Off camera.
No, we had some concrete poured in a very short version of the story. Didn't do a good job. It cracked in a way that definitely shouldn't happen. The concrete contractor has been uncooperative, uncommunicative. And so what did we do? Well, we filed a notice of claim. We're taking him to small claims court.
And it didn't just crack because haters will say concrete cracks. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. But this is really, really bad. Within a month, cracks everywhere and crumbles. It's crumbling.
Yeah, it's really bad.
So I'm like, if this was the way that concrete was, no one would pour it.
Correct. Yes. So our only recourse, because he stopped communicating with me, was to become legally involved. And we did that. Mm-hmm. So with small claims, they try to, I guess, settle it first. And that's the purpose of a settlement conference. So once we filed the claim, outlined what the issue was, he had to file a response, which was sort of pathetic. And then after that, we both would have received notice of this settlement conference where you meet with a judge. They try to essentially, I guess, come to some sort of arrangement or settlement that doesn't involve actually going to court and trying to sue someone. So it's basically like a mediation sort of a thing.
Or arbitration.
Sure. And as a part of that, you submit supporting documents. So it's got kind of a legal feel to it, even though it's not in a court. It's not like a court date.
It's not the trial.
Right. It's not a trial. So that's the backstory. That was scheduled for a few weeks ago, like early July, and the dude didn't show up.
Yeah, so you did a really good job getting all of the supporting documents. You spent probably too long, but once you're in it, you're in it.
I am like a bloodhound.
But I had to do I'm basically your paralegal.
You did all the filings. You took care of details that mattered.
And I just want to say that was tough.
I know.
They don't make it easy. I think it's a deterrent.
I think
the challenge of reading the rules and like making sure that you do everything properly.
Because there's a lot of hoops to jump through.
There are. Mm-hmm. And then getting all the forms to the court is difficult. Making sure you have everything. Because you also have to print out forms for the defendant to fill out.
Because we had to serve him.
And then you have to figure out service.
Which we didn't do in person because he's from a different city, like an hour away. So we had to hire a service company to serve him the papers.
Well, we tried doing registered mail where you basically pay extra and they deliver it straight to the door of the person. But if they're not there, they just send it back to you.
Well, I'm surprised also he had the wrong address in his like
business registry.
Yeah.
So we had to hire someone to basically go and find him and serve him. So it's just like a whole situation. Then you have to like show proof of service to the court, and then that's when it starts kind of the actual process.
Yeah.
So it's been a thing.
Oh yeah. It's not easy. But because I'm the one, like my name is on it because I'm the one who
engaged him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I am the what am I called? He's the defendant. I'm the what? There's an...
Wait, now... Yeah, wait. We gotta...
Okay, come on. You're the lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't make me Google this. I'm giving you I'm Googling it. The plaintiff.
Oh, my gosh.
How embarrassing for you. I mean, honestly, both of us.
Here's the thing. I've been watching way, way, way too much Grey's Anatomy.
And not enough Law and Order.
So, exactly.
I mean, I'm embarrassed for myself because no one loves SVU like I love SVU.
Same.
All right. I'm the plaintiff. He's the defendant. I have to be the one involved. Mm-hmm. So I show up to the settlement conference and like homie's not there.
And I'm there. I have to see it, but I'm not on camera.
Because it's not in person. You're like, there's a judge that's sitting in, I guess, I don't know, an office or courtroom. I don't know.
He's in the courtroom.
He was in the courtroom?
Unless they have some sort of weird back screen that
it did look like a courtroom.
Yeah. He was in court.
And in like the judge get up. Yeah. And I'm sitting on my couch.
The gown.
It's a gown?
I think so.
What's the thing called? The neck thing?
I don't know.
There's no powdered.
I think it's like it's like a blouse and a gown.
Yeah. So he's there looking all like judgy. He's wearing I think it's called a robe. I think a gown is worn by. Oh no, a gown is worn by judges. Yes.
A robe.
A robe. It's not a gown.
I have to defend myself here. I have like serious PTSD, and I'm not making light of PTSD.
Uh-huh.
I think that I had trauma from working in that law firm. And I think part of me processing has been just forgetting everything that happened.
Yeah.
And everything that I've ever known about the law.
I mean, that seems to be the case. Judges wear gray and black striped pants or skirts, black waistcoats or jackets with heavy cuffs and buttons, a long black silk gown or robe.
Okay, there you go. I'm not that far off.
Supreme Court judges' robes are red. Robes run word. Yeah, okay. I was looking for the neck thing, but oh well.
I think it's no.
Judges wear white shirts with wing collars.
Yeah, it's the blouse.
Neck tabs or bands.
Neck tab.
Okay. Anyways, we're getting off topic. He was there looking all judgy.
This is important information.
In a judge, in a judge room, a courtroom, a judge room. I mean, he was the only one there, so kind of a judge room. And then I'm just there on a couch in a t-shirt.
And there's a law clerk.
Right. Yeah. So it did feel like fairly formal. And so basically showed up. The guy didn't arrive, so we took like a 10-minute recess and then reconvened, still didn't show up. And that was that. They basically have to, they give him a chance to say why he wasn't there. If he doesn't have a good reason, which he won't, we're automatically awarded $500, which good luck getting that. And then it gets rescheduled. So anyways, back to, did I do a good job?
You did.
Thank you.
I was a little disappointed that you didn't say the words, Your Honor.
There was no instruction on decorum. There was no like, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to say.
I was giving you instruction to say that.
You gave me the instruction like over halfway through it.
Yes.
So had I switched, I feel like that would have been really awkward. If I go from just being polite to then being polite and weirdly formal, as if someone was like, call him Your Honor, I think that would have been noticeable. I could be wrong.
I think you would have liked it.
Should I have said, oh, I'm so sorry, I have not called you Your Honor this like one single time, Your Honor?
Yeah. You should have said, I want to just say something. I want to retroactively call you Your Honor in any other time that I spoke before right now, Your Honor. I also, next time you're on the call, I'm just going to yell order in the court from outside.
This is going to sound all echoey. It's going to be like, order in the court. It's going to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to see how you're going to have to say, I'm really sorry, Your Honor.
My wife is a lawyer, kind of, Your Honor. But she has trauma. She is in the room with us.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I will say, I do think that going through this process has helped me process a little bit.
I'm glad.
Because even going to the court of Fernie to go get the business registry, I had anxiety and like my heart was beating really fast because that was like stuff that I used to have to do as a student lawyer.
Yeah.
And it just brought a lot back for me. But I was able to work through it and be like, whoa, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Calm down.
Yeah.
You're safe.
That was a tough year.
You have to reclaim some of that. I'm a lawyer and I'm safe. Both of those things, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't show up. So it's getting rescheduled. And then I don't know what happens. I think if he doesn't show up for the next one, we're like automatically, we receive the default judgment, which is basically like whatever we ask for.
On the bright side, his neglect in our case, his neglect has allowed us to capitalize on a really great post using the metaphor of cracked concrete.
Which this post is from like, when did I record? March?
Yeah, because it was still kind of springy, like wintry.
Like April, May, I don't know. There was snow on the ground still.
Yeah.
And you were like, what are you talking about? But the weirdest things go viral. And this post is one of those posts. And the whole thing is a metaphor on like, you need to work in foundational ways before you try to do things. Like if you don't take care of the foundation of behaviors and habits and skills or whatever, like everything's just going to come crumbling down. Got to build a foundation. And the whole thing was like, you know, this concrete is cracking because they didn't do a good job with like the prep work. They didn't do a good job with the basic shit. And so now we have this big crack in our concrete that's brand new. And I mean, I thought the video was good. I didn't think it was like one of our best.
It wasn't groundbreaking.
You know me so well. You know I love puns. I think they're of the highest intelligence. So that post, it was a kind of a slow burn. Like it was like, oh, okay, it got some interest right away. But it is like, it has been going off for the past several months. Like what's the count?
Makes resurgences.
I know. It's like you think that it's done and then it kind of comes back. Like
was it before or after I shaved my head?
I mean, you can look at the date. It's definitely after.
It's after?
Yeah, or before. It was recorded on March the 3rd. It was recorded on March 3rd. It has 36,000 likes, almost 1,000 comments. It's been shared 10,000 times, and it has been viewed almost 1 million times.
Wow.
Wow. Maybe I'll put the link to it in the podcast description.
I think you should.
So whenever that happens, you start getting some weirdness going on. You get some strange. You get some oddities, some odd people. So this is a comment section podcast, a little comments roundup, which isn't going to be all, related to this post, but what was one of the more recent ones? Someone said, "Do you even have boobs?"
Yeah. And then someone responded and said, wait, I think I screenshotted it. It said, then, oh wait, no, I didn't. It basically said, it had the scissor emoji and then said, I think that she is upside down smiley face. So that's confusing.
I'm like, is this scissors could mean, I think she's a lesbian, which fine. But like, just because you're a lesbian doesn't mean you have small boobs. And so I started thinking about it. And I was like, I think this person is saying that I might be like a trans woman, which like, fine. I'm not, but it's a weird thing to like, she must be trans because she doesn't have any boobs. I just don't have any boobs. I mean, I do have boobs in the most literal sense. Yes. Are they voluptuous? You'll have to ask Alex.
Okay. Upside down smiley face emoji means, because I have to look this up.
Okay.
Silliness, sarcasm, irony, or a playful acknowledgement of awkwardness. I feel like if anyone ever sends me an upside down smiley face, the response back is just say what you want to say.
I mean,
that shouldn't even be an emoji.
I sometimes use it.
When?
I don't know, when I'm being like playful. I'm like, should I not?
You should, if you're being playful. If you're being playful, you should send a regular smiley to be like, this is playful. Smiley. Just in case someone's like, wait, what? Oh, they sent a smiley face. It's playful. The upside down smiley face is like confusing.
Oh, I just thought, I was like, kind of liked it because it was upside down. Like it could be doing a handstand and smiling. Okay, I'll stop using it. I didn't realize that I should not be using that.
It says the emoji can also express a sense of confusion and awkwardness. It can also create a sense of confusion and awkwardness.
Okay.
Like saying, who, me? Acknowledging a subtly embarrassing situation.
Okay.
It says frustration. In some cases, it might convey a feeling of frustrated resignation or exasperation.
Okay.
But wait, in certain situations, it can add a playful, flirty touch to a message. See, here's the thing. I don't think there's too many interpretations.
Okay, so
I think emojis are meant to be clarifying.
Yeah. I mean,
you're supposed to use it to express tone because there is no tone in text. It's like an additional punctuation.
Okay. Let's see.
A smiley face is equivalent to a period.
What's that? I wonder.
It's like, wait, what?
I have an emoji meaning chart, and it's like a parent's guide to inappropriate emojis, which I feel like there's a lot of stuff that
I could use that.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a parent.
Like I'm looking at some that I use and I did not know.
Like what?
Let's see. I guess I don't use a ton of.
Okay, let's look at scissors emoji meaning. There's nothing that has to do with a lesbian here.
No?
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
In some communities, particularly dating apps, it has been interpreted as a symbol of lesbian or bisexual identity.
Okay.
It can be associated with an act that involves interlocking legs.
Did you know that the steaming bowl of noodles emoji is a request for nude photos?
Really?
Yeah. I had no idea.
Have you used that?
I mean, I'm
in a professional setting?
I really like noodles. They're like, Yeah, I for sure have. Corn. Did you know the corn emoji means pornography?
I didn't.
I had no idea. Pineapple is swinging. That one I think I knew.
I definitely did not.
I mean, I knew that was like a symbol, but I mean, like the obvious ones like eggplant. I didn't know banana was like also a genitalia one. Gosh, I need to spend some time here.
I'm looking up, what does the squiggly line face emoji typically represents a state of intoxication, dizziness, or disorientation. It can also be used to convey feelings of disgust, bewilderment, or exhaustion. I mean, that is too many meanings.
I guess like there's a whole like there's education around this occurring for communication like in professional settings, like in the workplace, because I'm guessing there's just a lot of people who don't know and probably are being like what they think is fine, but then using apparently like the bowl of noodles emoji. You know, like what if you texted a coworker like, do you want to get steaming bowl of noodles? And they were like,
they sent a nude. Whose fault is that at that point? Is it the person who sends the emoji or the person who sends the nude?
I don't know. Mark Zuckerberg's. I do not know. It makes me glad I don't have to navigate that.
Anyway, upside down face smiley emoji, no go.
Yep. Apparently people, because you can change the skin tone of emojis, like to indicate like race differences.
Yeah.
Apparently some people really misuse that. Interesting. All right. Well, how fascinating. Let's move on. Yeah, what else? Did anyone else say anything? I mean, there's lots of crappy. I have to kind of detach myself from myself in certain videos. Like when it gets like that, and it feel like we've talked about what that feels like, kind of just like you're being circled by vultures. Mm-hmm. You have to sort of look at yourself in the video as a person who isn't you.
Yeah.
You have to like, that's been my like work. It's like I have to detach from that, because if that's me and people are saying what they're saying, like
there wasn't that many mean comments this time, except for the boobs one. And then like, just like, oh, get to the point, or yeah, concrete's going to crack. It's just like a question of when.
A lot of mad concrete bros.
Yeah. And then there are people who are telling us like what the person didn't do and what they did do, or like whatever. But I always find it interesting that people do comment.
That's what people do. Like that's how people engage with social media. I know.
But like, I understand if someone comments, this is hilarious, or I love this post, or you're encouraging a friend, or like I appreciate a lot of the comments that we get. Mm-hmm. I find it interesting when our post gets outside of our following.
Yeah.
And then there are random people commenting things like, get to the point, or concrete just cracks, or I don't know. It just seems odd, the number of comments that seem unnecessary, that someone would be like, hold up, I got to type something.
That's just what people do like all day. It's wild.
Yeah.
Someone did say,
maybe it's just me. I'm not like a person who does that. So
I do it sometimes. If there's a thing to comment, or if I have like what I think is a very cheeky highbrow comment, I'll sometimes throw it on post to see if people will notice. For example, there was a video that was posted of the guy who was trying in the men's Tour de France, who maybe on stage 15 was trying to somehow got onto the course and was going to ride across the finish line like a minute ahead of the leaders. And so they tackled him. Like security, there's two security people. The first one kind of missed him, and the second one tackled him. But this guy,
he didn't tackle him. He kind of had to like put his shoulder into him.
Well, he knocked him over. Yeah.
And that guy, I wonder if he was hurt.
Probably.
I want to know what happened. I need part 2.
Okay, we can look that up.
Okay.
But because of where he is, there's all these cameras on him. So they show him riding up, and probably it was kind of rainy and foggy. So I think maybe, I don't know if anyone thought that he was actually in the tour. Maybe you can see the guy riding and tell he's not, but
it was obvious.
Yeah. Lots of comments, but on that one, I said very simply, he needs to raise his seat. That was the only comment. And like, people are losing their minds over that just because they think it's very funny, because that's the mansplaining comment. You'll see men on women's, even a professional level cyclist, and they're like, if you raised your seat a little bit. So I just commented he needs to raise his seat. And people are like, commented the year. Yeah. Tegan Phillips, so that woman we follow, was like, this is exceptionally funny.
Yeah. I think that comment sections are really important.
You think they're important?
I do. Despite me being confused as to the usage of them sometimes. Okay. But I do find it to be helpful for me to understand what is going on. And by that, I mean figure out whether it's AI or if it's real.
Oh, okay.
So yesterday there was one where it was a home camera. So it was in black and white. And it was a woman saying, this is why I don't like to leave my husband alone with the kids.
Okay.
And it's them all playing, and there's a golden retriever, and there's like a 3-year-old on the golden retriever riding it like a horse. And I'm like, this is the strongest golden retriever I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because I was never like allowed to ride my dogs as a kid.
Yeah.
Because like it's not safe for the dog. And this dog was carrying this kid around like it was a horse. And I'm amazed at how adorable this is. So I go to the comment section, and sure enough, it's AI.
You didn't know?
Yeah. And then there was another post that I saw about stranded orcas at an abandoned SeaWorld in Europe. And of course, I'm immediately invested in this story.
Yeah.
But apparently that's like it's not a true story on Instagram. And I don't even think I followed the page that came up.
Yeah.
But it was very engaging because like stranded orcas, of course you care.
Yeah.
Anyways, the comment section was like, no, this isn't true. This is like the wrong storytelling.
Yeah.
So now I'm wondering like, what can you even believe anymore?
I mean,
you can't believe a thing. There's no trust.
Well, I think that you should always be a little bit, I don't know.
Skeptical?
Discerning. But it's hard. I watched a video because you can actually shoot with a camera in a way that makes something look like AI. Because like the human eyeball, if you were to use it like a camera setting, it's like a 4 aperture or something. Because there's this natural blurring that occurs when you stare at something. Like if you stare at your finger right in front of your face and you focus on it, everything behind it blurs. That's exactly how a camera works. And the thing with AI is it struggles to do that. So often you'll have like the foreground and the background will be both kind of in focus. Like the background more than it would be if it was being filmed in like a natural camera setting. But you can just crank down close down a lens to like 11 or 12 and everything's in focus and it looks like AI.
So I think, do we just enjoy social media knowing most of it's not real? Especially for me, what I like to consume on social media are cat and dog videos, animal interaction videos, so specifically mixed species, friendships, and kook slams. So like people crashing. So I'm like, I don't know if any of it's real anymore, especially the animal ones.
Look, it's been a long time since the internet was real. Like Instagram is in many ways just not real life. So what if it's got some AI on it now? Who cares?
You just soak it up and just say, hey, I like it. And
I think it
brings me joy. It warms my heart to see a monkey and a cat be best friends. I want to see a cat approach an alligator, get on its back, and ride into the river for fun. And of course, be safe.
Yeah, naturally.
And if it's not real, who cares?
Doesn't matter. Like you shouldn't, it's a good reminder that we shouldn't be forming our worldview or like deciphering what's real, what's not real based on social media alone. So perhaps this is the lesson. You take it for what it is. Is it AI? I don't know.
I mean, we could get into a real debate here. Is anything real?
We're just living in a simulation.
Are we just brains in a vat?
Yeah, maybe.
Is everything imagined?
And then it becomes, if that's the case, so what? I don't know. It's very existential.
It really is.
What is time? Where does the universe go? We just in a loop? Are there other planes of existence? Are there other realities? It's like Everything Everywhere All at Once, that movie.
Yeah, I didn't like that movie.
I think you're there now, though. So, anyways.
Okay, back to the comment section.
We got a classic one. These are they're honestly, they're so uncreative that they don't even like register for me anymore. I'm like, oh, someone called us men again. Well, it was a Girls Just Want a Weekend post. So we're in our bathing suits and we're like, who's going to Girls Just Want a Weekend? Because we're going, and tickets were going on sale. And so of course someone was like, are you trying to look like men?
Okay, first off, like, most men don't look like that. No. And by that, I mean, like, I guess have abs showing, visible abs is like
kind of muscles.
That's not most men in the world, which is fine. It's not a judgment. Why do men get this, like...
That's like the default.
The default is that like men are muscular. Like, not true at all.
Yeah, no. It's
so
the whole thing we talked
like,
about. It's the gendered. It's the sexism. It's the...
So anyway, I took offense to that because I'm like, I mean, if I take like a random man and someone's saying that I look like them.
I don't think I look like them.
No.
I look way better than them.
Way less hair than most men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, smaller boobs for sure.
I don't know. Not to get too superficial, but it's just like, but why? Why?
I think the best part is that, and for many of these, we don't even have to like be the ones to go
someone
in there
else
and say
does,
things.
yeah.
And someone basically said that. Like, no, they look better than most men. Get out of here.
But also, why post about?
Because that's what people do.
Yeah. Okay.
Was it the same post where someone says, well, this explains a lot. I thought you were the same person, which is not the first time we've gotten that comment when we happen to appear in a post together, whether it's a video or a photo. And I'm like, I don't understand that at all. We do not look anything alike. You know what I mean? Nothing alike.
I am dumbfounded by that.
It's not even just the short blonde hair. Like, you've had short hair for a long time. That's straight. And then before you had short hair, you had straight brown hair. And I have curly blonde hair. And I have a different skin tone. And we have a different face. I'm like, sometimes I forget faces. And that's like a normal thing, I think. But we don't look anything
There was one time a long time ago, I think we were on vacation and someone asked if we were sisters. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
There was one time where we were with my parents. So it's me and my mom and my dad. And then there was you. And you're like, you're not a ginger, but you're like the next step.
Oh, no, I know. You're very
fair.
Yeah.
You don't really tan. You have a completely different complexion.
Yeah.
Different hair.
They don't look related to you guys
and
at all.
People, like, somebody has said, like, oh, are you sisters?
Yeah, and we were in, like, I think we were in Maui, so it was just, everybody was tan except me. Like, it was very clear that I was not related to these people. I mean, I guess maybe you just, I don't know, is that a kind assumption? Are you just assuming, like, not all families look alike? Maybe she's adopted.
Totally.
Like, you don't want to necessarily...
I like that.
Maybe that's where it was. You don't want to exclude that person and be like, oh, who are you? But what if I was adopted? I'm like, oh, I'm their other daughter.
Yeah.
Because then what does the conversation become? So maybe that's the kinder assumption.
I like that. I've also met people who have siblings where you're like,
Well,
there's no way.
Like Ashton and Avery, like our niece and nephew.
Yeah.
They're not going to look anything alike.
Or like one of our friends from CrossFit has like a twin.
Yeah.
And they don't look anything alike.
Mm-hmm. Fraternal twins can be very different.
But not even like siblings.
I know.
It's crazy. Yeah, and then also beyond looks, completely different.
Yeah. Like in activity, personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
So I guess, yeah. But still, like, it's pretty obvious that there are two people on the account.
Yeah.
We also do videos together a lot.
I don't know, Alex. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Okay.
I thought it would be fun to talk about our Facebook group comments because that's my obsession. this little community that we have. It's adjacent to it's our like fitness company community Facebook page, and it bumps, which I love. That's always been my anxiety with starting a Facebook group, is like not being sure, are people going to engage with it? Is it just going to be me in there? Is it, going to die off? But people are like in it. And I love it. So I thought we could talk about some of those. Or do you go in there and read things?
Sometimes. I'm not as involved in that company, so I don't keep up as much.
Yeah. You just show up for videos. All right. So this one, we'll go way back. Well, not way back. It was a comment made several weeks ago, and it's by someone who I hadn't seen be super active, but it was longer, and so it caught my attention. And so basically they say 6 months. That's all it took to change my life. When I look back from photos 6 months ago, I barely recognize the version of myself, carrying the weight of stress, trauma, self-doubt, physically and emotionally. But I made the decision. I committed to showing up for myself, one work at a time, and I kept showing up, even on the days when I didn't feel like it. So basically goes on to say, I'm smashing PRs. I'm lifting more weight than I ever lifted when I was in the Army. My form has gotten better. And then says this transformation isn't just like physical, it's emotional, it's mental, it's like structural, and it comes from surrounding myself with the community that pushes hard and supports me. And I love that comment, number one, because like I just think it's amazing to hear people's stories. But I also remember, and it's not like, look at all this progress I made in 30 days. It's 6 months. Mm-hmm. But I remember, and I think I replied back, I remember that sort of period of time for me. Like, I remember that 6 months. I remember being like that person and kind of making a similar commitment, and then basically looking back after 6 months and being like, wow, my life is completely different. And it's like the confidence, the improvements, the feeling that comes with consistency and sort of doing things that you didn't think that you could do or even know that you could do. And so I'm like, good for you, because I know that feeling, and it's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I think things that are underestimated when it comes to progress with things specifically that are physical, especially for women, is even just having more confidence walking into a gym or approaching a workout.
Yeah.
Like that alone is a big accomplishment. To walk into a gym feeling like I belong here, when everyone does and should feel that way at the start, but that's not the case.
Right.
So being able to look at a workout and feel that like, I know what I'm doing here, and I feel really confident about it.
Yeah.
And you're not, there's no self-consciousness, there's no like hesitation. It's just you walk in with your shoulders held high, and you're just, anyway, I also like that it's like, and I'm not done yet, I'm just getting started.
Yeah. And you really do, like, because I remember this too. The first little bit it really is kind of a buy-in period. Yeah, like you make some changes, you build strength. There may be physical changes, but what you're doing is you're like building the ability to really step on the gas from a performance standpoint, and that's when things get really crazy. Yeah. It's just like gas on the fire. And there's not an age where like, oh, I'm too old for that kind of thing. That happens at all ages. And it's like, that's when things get really fun.
You know what's wild? Not to make this about me, but I was thinking today when I was swimming, I've been swimming not even for a year yet. And after 6 months, I kind of thought like I knew everything. And then you look back and it's been a few months later, and now I'm learning new things with this new program. And you think back and you go, I know nothing.
Right.
That first 6 months was basically a buy-in period of just like being in the pool long enough to understand that like the absolute basics.
Yeah. Like earning the ability to learn and understand.
Exactly. You just put it right into words.
Yeah. Because before that, you might hear things, but you have no concept of necessarily how to put them into practice or what they even mean.
Yeah.
So there's like that period of development that has to be like, this is that whole like, what you do at first is never enough to get where you want to go, but it has to be done, and there has to be tolerance for it, because if you don't do it, there can never be progress.
Yeah.
And all you're doing is Yeah, earning that ability, earning that the prerequisite to make progress because you can.
Yeah.
Versus it's like someone standing in front of your face speaking French and you're like, I have no idea what you're saying, but you learn a little bit of French and you're like, oh, okay. So then you start to hear things and you start to recognize words and how they can be said and sentence structure. But if you don't do that first part, which isn't speaking French, by the way, it's just learning about the language and spellings and words and grammar. If you don't do that,
you never understand.
Yeah, you can never understand.
Yeah.
And it's like that.
I mean, maybe if you're like a language savant or something.
Oh, for sure.
But like most people.
No, especially not as an adult. Like,
yeah.
If you're a kid, like children learn language in a different way, but that's children.
Yeah.
Adults you have to battle against the language that you already know.
Yeah.
Which is different.
Yeah. Yeah. And it takes, I mean, I'm not even, and this person isn't even a year in. And you might look back in 3 years and think, wow, I thought at a year I was, understanding, but I had no idea what there was even to understand. I was still in that very beginner period, which is so cool.
Oh, I think it's cool. I even sometimes look back at, and I've always done this. I look back and I'm like, that person, that version of me thought she was hot shit or thought she was so good at what she's doing. We have no idea. Even with cycling, I look back at last year when I'm wearing that peanut butter sort of cycling kit. And I'm like, she thought she was good at bike riding. She's not good at bike riding.
Right?
I'm good at bike riding.
But you know what? It's great that she thought she was good.
Oh, I know.
Because it got her out the door and that confidence helps.
Yeah.
It helps you think I'm good at this. I want to learn more. I want to get out there and show off.
And that's the thing.
And that's how you learn even more.
Yeah. And, this person said they didn't, recognize themselves, that version of themselves. I'm like, but what you can do is like, and you have to do this, you have to be willing to do this, is look back at that person and be able to see like, no, they're not in the shape that I am now. Like, but don't lament that person. Like you can be grateful for that person because they're the ones that made the decision. Like, even if you don't recognize that version, like that's the most important version of you that there has ever been because they made the decision. I love that. Someone said there's kind of like two. For the first time in my life, I feel like I'm actually training and not just working out. I didn't realize that there was a difference, but it feels effing amazing. And then someone else said kind of right after, I have never had a front squat with a healthy pause at this weight. And I think it was a woman hitting like 165 for the paused front squat progressions we were doing. And I love that because that's what I want to like bring. That's the whole point of this program is like bringing training to people, like really exceptionally good fitness progression to people whose main understanding of fitness is like just doing workouts, just going and doing a class here and there or a Peloton or just kind of like random participation in physical activity, which that's how a lot of people get started. So that's fine. But I think that there's a barrier because certain people feel like training is off limits or it's going to be too intense, so they're not going to like it or it's not for them. And that's not true. And so my goal with the fitness company has always been to bridge that gap and get people to go from just working out once a day to training, because there's something more tangible with training and you can see the progress versus just getting a good sweat. Like it's more than that. It's always been more than that.
I think a lot of people that go to the gym wanting progress, whatever that means for them, and they're putting in the time and they're putting in the effort, but they're not doing the right thing. And so, but if they knew what the right thing was, or if they knew how to access it, or if it was accessible for a reasonable price, then they could start being more intentional with the time that they spend in the gym. And that's kind of what we're trying to do.
Yeah. And then having the community in, like, and I know we're a virtual program, but I really do think the community side of it, like the Facebook group, access to us for questions, like the videos, it reminds me of the More Women, More Miles campaign that I was a part of with Feisty and with Lifetime for Unbound. And, we were talking about that, and there's no shortage of women who are interested in cycling. There are like certain barriers in place that make it feel not approachable. One of it is it's like a very like men's heavy space. But more than just like encouraging women to sign up, like create a little bit of a community, like have something in place that provides information, but also shares in the process. And that, I think, even if you're training alone, whether that, you're doing our program and doing gym training, or you are cycling and you're getting ready for, a gravel or a bike event, training in your garage on your, Zwift setup, just knowing that there are other people doing the same thing and you're going to come together periodically to talk about it. Like that community really facilitates a lot for women and for people who don't look or fit like the mold of a traditional fitness community or gym goer or cyclist. Just knowing that you have people makes a huge difference. And then knowing that you have people who are, like us, who are not only like, yeah, we're in this community with you and we can help you understand things and learn and give you something to do. That's more than just, a random bodybuilding program you found on the internet or a YouTube video workout that your friends say you. So, yeah. I love seeing people who do something that they didn't know they could do, especially when that something is like back squats. And someone basically said, like, I've avoided squats my whole life. I've only been doing this program for 3 weeks. Week 1, the back squats, I was like, what? My knees don't bend that far. I'm going to fall over. I can't get up. And then basically said this morning's squats felt pretty darn good. And I was even able to increase the weight through the 5 sets from just 45 pounds on the bar to 85 pounds for the last single rep. Baby steps are still progress. And look, like, I don't think those are baby steps. I think those are big steps. But I love that. Like, this person basically just not squatting at all and now putting weight on their back and squatting for multiple sets. Like, music. It's music to my ears.
I think this one makes me smile because it's challenging the narrative they have in their head.
Yeah.
My knees don't bend this far. And that's probably a lot of what people think. Like, I can't squat like that. Well, maybe it's just because you don't squat.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there are people out there who have physical limitations for whatever reason, but often some of that immobility is caused by not moving.
Yeah.
And so even 3 weeks for some people or longer is enough to challenge those, preconceived notions about themselves.
Yeah, there's certainly it's mental and physical.
I think learning as an adult is highly underestimated.
It's so fun.
It is so fun.
Yeah.
It's so hard, but when you do it, it's so much better than learning as a kid.
Even the other day when you were doing your like single leg hops onto your plate, the plyometric stuff you've been doing, I saw that and I was like, well, I want to do that. Even though I know I can't just like jump in and do that because it's like there's actually some consequences to doing a lot of volume. But I did a few and I was like, oh, I want to do that more because it's new. Mm-hmm. I love like new things when they're relatively safe.
I was excited to do my stretch cords.
Oh, for swimming?
Yeah, the banded poles inside to practice my stroke and warm up. And then I got my stretch cords.
And you ordered the wrong
and
ones.
I ordered, stretch cords are kind of like bands.
Yeah.
And unbeknownst to me, there are different resistances based on the color that you buy. So I bought my favorite color.
Black?
Blue.
Oh. Okay,
and the blue is the most resistant.
They're the heaviest.
So
ones.
I put this thing up and I go to do it. I'm like, this ain't right.
This
is not right.
No.
I cannot you're supposed to build up to 3 sets of 100.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking if I do 3 sets of 100, I am toast. So I did 2, walked inside, looked it up, figured out there are different colors.
Darn it.
And the one I had was...
Dang it.
So you make mistakes along the way.
You do.
There's a lesson in there.
And it's a fixable one, so it's okay. Speaking of bands, someone did ask a banded pull-up progression question, which isn't necessarily like a Q&A podcast, but I thought that because a lot of people do use bands, especially for pull-ups, this is a good question to answer. So the question was, at what point do I reduce the band strength? Is there a rough benchmark for X amount of pull-ups with this band to start feeling good? Time to go to a more extreme band.
Less extreme band.
Oh, less extreme band. So for strict pull-ups, a lot of people you loop a band over the bar, you put your foot in it, and it assists through the range of motion. It's not like a linear assistance because obviously you have more assistance when the band is completely stretched and less when it's closer to the top.
But it's not like, I mean, think about how much you're pulling the band. It's maybe like a foot.
Totally.
It's not like...
You're not getting a ton.
Yeah.
But you're getting a lot of assistance out of that fully extended sort of position. This is where I started with pull-ups. I could always do pull-ups, but volume, I had to build up to that. So I definitely, I did banded pull-ups for some time.
Did you ever use a band that was too extreme? Like the black one?
Oh, and it would
and you're like
pop your whole body.
You're like shooting yourself up into the ceiling?
Yeah. Yes.
That was like a really good feeling, but also a really scary feeling.
Definitely. So something you can do if you're using pull-ups for whether you're doing pull-ups in a workout, like, rounds for time or an AMRAP, or doing like strength pull-ups that are programmed for strength, pulling, especially for some people, it's a movement that fatigues really quickly compared to a movement like squats. So it's not uncommon for people to need multiple levels of assistance throughout a set. So what I've seen people do is hang up multiple bands kind of like in one spot. And so, you can even use two of like the same band. You don't have to have different bands, but you'd essentially use like the lightest band at first. And then once you kind of stop being able to move forward with that band, you would add the second band or move to a thicker band and move forward with that one. So you can even use different bands within a set or session. It's hard to say like X amount of pull-ups with this band because it depends on how the pull-ups are being programmed. And what specific, because even like certain bands have different, you can't say like, oh, red band or blue band because everyone's bands are different. But in general, if you spend enough time doing pull-up work and you commonly use like one type of band for a specific rep range with pull-ups, and you notice that they are feeling less difficult than they used to, you kind of just have to like be intuitive about that and start incorporating maybe a lighter band. Or maybe that's when you go to like a mix setup and you use a lighter band for a little while and then go back to that heavier band that you used to use. So you're doing more reps that are more difficult, but not necessarily all of the reps, because it might be prohibitively difficult to just like stick with an easier band. So you kind of have to be willing to mix and match a little bit.
Yeah. The other option, if you think about bands, you can think about them like you would dumbbells. So if you only have 3 sets of dumbbells, maybe 10 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, the jump is going to be tougher. So you would maybe do what you do, which is like, okay, 10 is too light. I'll do a few sets at 30 and then I maybe have to drop down to 10 because I'm too fatigued.
Yeah.
Or I'll just do fewer reps at the 30 pounds or more reps at the 10 pounds or at a tempo.
Yeah.
But another option is to get a different variety of bands, like more, so the step isn't as significant.
Yeah.
And just like you would a dumbbell set, you would maybe invest in getting a set of 20s or 15s or 25s or the whole thing. And then that way you just have more options. So it's a really easy progression. You're like, okay, I'm ready for the next 5 pounds up. Yeah. Not necessarily having to jump to 20.
And you can also get really, really inexpensive, especially if you're using a rig, like a pull-up bar. And this is a gym that maybe it's your home gym or a gym where you can bring in some equipment. You can get really inexpensive pulley systems and do lat pull downs. So you can also modify the pull up to a movement that isn't a pull up, but that is more difficult than a banded pull up. I think people also sleep on body rows.
Body rows are so hard.
So hard. Yeah. So if you have the ability to do both banded pull ups and body rows, do body rows sometimes, because that gets you a fully, basically unassisted pulling range of motion. Like you can make it easier or harder based on where you put your feet, but it is unassisted in the way that bands assist. So mixing up pulling planes and difficulty by doing different types of pulling is also a really great way to continue to make progress with strict pull-ups. I think personally, like body rows are like a hack for strict pull-ups.
I never liked ring rows either.
Yeah.
Ring rows, body rows, even substituting out pen lay rows, bent over rows, all of those things help with pull-ups. It's still pulling movement. And the more variety and diversity you have, the better.
Yeah. Aren't body rows and ring rows the same thing?
Yes, but different implement.
Oh, okay. I was thinking
I think about body rows in like inverted barbell body rows using the barbell in the rack.
Yeah.
And then ring rows using rings.
But yeah.
But same movement.
Definitely. Yeah. Both super hard.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's there. We didn't really answer that question. We just said a lot about it. But you have to find ways. If it starts feeling not challenging enough because of the band, you have to find new ways to challenge it. Whether
buy more equipment. That's the answer.
That's why honestly, that is why our program is so inexpensive. Because I'm like, y'all need to go get some more equipment. We're trying to
invest in yourself.
Yeah, go get another buy dumbbells one at a time if you have to. But that's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah,
build your access out. Someone asked about power cleans. And this one's tricky. I always like having power cleans programmed in an at-home or Olympic work of any kind programmed in an at-home, not in-person program, I think raises some eyebrows. But I do think that it is something people can make progress with at home, even if they're just using like a dowel or even doing dumbbell versions. So someone said, never done them before. I've watched the videos, but does anyone have verbal, visual cues, descriptions that would help this movement click for me? I don't think I understand what the intended movement is supposed to be or the purpose of it. And so Olympic lifting, like power cleans are the one that I think is most approachable for people. All it is jumping. That's like the same movement. The foundation is the same, where your feet go are the same. The extension is the same. It's just instead of leaving the ground, all of that energy goes into a barbell. And so that's kind of like the feel of it is that. And there are some things to help with actual technique about like keeping the barbell close. And that's those things were spoken to in the comments. And it was one of those where I read the comments and I'm like, I don't need to add anything to this because y'all got it, which is like the best. I love that Facebook group.
Yeah.
But really the purpose of Olympic lifting and the reason why I think that it will always be in our program is number one, the skill development. So it's like what you were talking about earlier, learning something really new, really novel, but it's like once you get it and once it starts to click, it's really, really fun to do. And it is an amazing way to train power and explosivity for people who may believe that they are not capable of being explosive. So it's like you can ask some people to just like do a max effort broad jump or do a max effort vertical jump and they can't quite do it. Like whether it's their bodies or their brains or probably the connection, or they just believe like, I don't need to be jumping. You can take that person and teach them to power clean and it's the same thing, but that mental barrier is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. And it's such an important thing to train and something that tends to get overlooked. I think as people age, their training slows down and you see a lot of slow lifting, cardio, obviously, some mobility, which is great. All those things are great. But that like plyometric part of training, I think can be retained for a lot longer than people realize.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with all that. I think it's once you get good enough at the skill, you can get a ton of different type of training within it.
Yeah.
It's just like a fun way to combine a bunch of stuff. Like you could do a squat, like a session with squat cleans and you hit pulling, posterior chain, the front squat because you're in the squat. You could add like, it's full body.
Yeah.
But it's not like full body in that you're squatting or deadlifting and then pressing. It's all at once, but then it also incorporates like skill and timing and it uses your brain and it makes it kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's Olympic lifting, especially the snatch, is very similar to a golf swing.
Mm-hmm. Actually.
And so learning by yourself is tricky and tough, but you can still do it. And I do think that even if it's not, you don't have to worry about hitting the ball straight every single time. You can still benefit from it even if you're a little bit off. If you're somebody that definitely does not want to do Olympic lifting for whatever reason, TOTS is for you.
Yeah, or even the scaled. Or just do it, or just skip it. Like the way that I will write it in, and I will probably always write it in, is it's not necessary to create adaptation in our program. Like it's not a primary component. It's really a skill component. And the adaptation and the progress comes from the bigger lifts, the accessory work and the conditioning work that's more like core. And And the Olympic work is secondary to that. If you like Olympic lifting and you're good at it, you can get more from it, of course. But if that's not you, you just get skill development. And you don't need to worry about, I'm not doing heavy weights here, so am I not getting anything from it? You are, and that's not where we're building strength. So yeah. But I think I will always have that in there because it's, the best. Mm-hmm. And the best part is like, unlike a golf swing, if you mess it up, you don't have to go walk through the weeds to try to figure out where your ball went.
Or lose whatever amount of money you spend on golf balls.
Right. It's like, it's free to miss. You just try it again. It's great.
Yeah.
Were there any other comments that you wanted to talk about?
I went through a lot of our recent comments and nothing really jumped out.
I stay out of the comments for the most part on our business page.
For the most part, we've said this before, it's really not that bad. So I think the ones that are negative or really confusing stand out, so it's fun to chat about them.
Yeah.
But I love our community. Everyone is so positive.
I know.
And I think it's easy to use these comment sections to talk about the bad comments, but talking about and sharing the really good ones and positive ones are probably more productive.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we did that today.
Totally. It made me feel warm and fuzzy. And we don't get as...
there's a couple that, are positive, but they rub me the wrong way. Like when people are like, will you marry me, to a video of Meredith? And I'm like, she's married.
She can't marry you. She's already married to me.
But I try not to be jealous. And I'm like, who would dump me for someone else?
Not me. No. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am not going anywhere. I've had people text me things about you.
I thought you were going to say I've had people text me asking.
No.
If
I have not had any actual marriage proposals.
Okay.
Yeah. Beyond the internet.
Clarifying.
Yeah. So, but internet, not real life.
I think it's great for the relationship for the other person to be the apple of somebody else's eye.
Yeah.
Because then it makes you look at them like, oh, I guess they aren't so bad after all.
I sometimes forgot she's an apple.
Right?
I know.
It sounds silly, but it's kind of true. She is kind of hot. I would marry her.
I'm glad I did. So silly. Well, thank you for being in our community, for listening to this, for being in our comment section, saying nice things. And if you're someone who said not nice things and you're listening to this podcast, I think that's really weird. Thank you, I guess. And for being in our fitness program and doing all the things. We just think you're the greatest. So like, subscribe, share, do all the things, and we'll catch you on the next one.